everyone.
Okay.
Welcome to our first real episode of the Let's Talk About It podcast. So today we have some very special guests. We feel very lucky to have the new head boy and head girl. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Well, Tanya, you know me well enough. We joined together in year one. But my name is Pierre. I've been in Repton since year one, and I'm in Newhouse, which is the best house so far.
My name is Aisha, and like Pierre and Tanya, I've also been at the school since year one, and I'm a part of Schoolhouse.
First things first, how did you guys feel about first getting your new roles?
Oh, well, obviously, I was so excited. I was surprised. Like a lot of people don't believe this, but like I genuinely didn't think I was gonna get it. Obviously, the competition was huge. So many people applied. So yeah, absolutely delighted that I got it. And so excited. It's a dream come true.
Well, I am in a similar place as Aisha. It was a very nice feeling when I got it, and I hope that we make everyone proud with the roles.
Also, guys, I was wondering, so obviously, as we're all aware, and maybe the younger years aren't, but there are a lot of leadership roles. It's not just head boy and head girl. There are a lot of prefects like inclusion, culture, and then we also have the student council leaders, of course. So why was your goal specifically to be head boy or head girl?
Well, all roles are different, and every single role has their own place. But for me personally, being part of the head student team, ever since my sister became deputy head girl a few years ago, and seeing the stuff that she was up to and the stuff she did, I always wanted to pretty much do the same job that she did. So when the chance came to go for head boy or deputy head boy, that was the first thing on my list.
For me, again, when I joined in year 7 and I saw the head girl take the stage and speak in front of everybody, I immediately knew it was something I wanted to do. I've taken on previous leadership roles, and for me, I do believe in like when you do something, you do it to your fullest of abilities. So I thought if I'm going to go for a head position, I might as well just go for the top position.
I like that. Wait,
Yeah,
what
that's
was it,
absolutely
Tanya?
true. If you're going to aim for something, you should definitely aim for the highest possible thing. So we were very lucky enough to be able to watch your speeches during the application, but none of the other year groups were. So they missed out on what you guys' main goals and ambitions are as head boy and head girl. What are they?
Well, we do have a few, and everyone's gonna have to wait and see. But to be honest, our main vision and goal is to really create a project where the current Reptonians have the chance and the opportunity to connect with past Repton alumni and people who have graduated from our school, so they can understand what the outside world holds and all the different possible careers that they can have, because the foundation's already built. We have different societies that are just waiting for KJ's approval so that we can start running them. And these different societies will help us get the people who have those careers already ahead of them. And they can just come and speak to us and tell us any advice they have or any words of wisdom to just help guide us throughout our final years, and anyone pretty much in senior school. Certain weeks we can get in contact with certain students depending on their schedule within universities, and just bring them into those societies either via Zoom or in person if they're in Dubai or UAE, and just speak to those people about their chosen fields and if they have any advice on anything or any questions that we have to them.
Okay, I see. I feel like especially perhaps not for younger years, of course it's also inspirational for younger years, but especially for IB, that's really crucial, because I feel like so many people are going through a time where they're not sure of what to do. So that seeing a role model, like you guys mentioned when you were talking about your applications to head boy and head girl, could be really helpful.
Yeah, 100%, exactly.
Especially because I know for me, and probably for a lot of you, when we were in year 11 coming to IB, there was always that, okay, yeah, we want to do this, but what is for example, being a lawyer? So if we have someone who's been through the process, they can give us advice on university applications and if we're right for the job, and possibly even if someone attends a meeting for another career, that could spark interest in different fields as well for them.
I remember that being such a huge process of everyone picking their IB subjects. Like, I remember even like going into IB the first like month or something, everyone was constantly changing subjects because just no one knew what to pick. 'Cause no
Yeah.
one was really sure of what they're doing. Still, no one's sure of what like they're
Yeah,
really
and
going to do in the
obviously,
future.
yeah, it's a huge decision to make. So, like, this is technically what you will be doing for like the rest of your life now. So, this decision is really important. So, if we can create that sort of solid support, we already have a great school support, but from external members, I think that would be great.
When do you think this process should start? Because like Tanya said, everybody was struggling in year 11 to pick IB grades. So should we start this in IB, year 11, 10, even younger? What are your thoughts about this?
I think we will probably end up making it year 11 to IB, just so that it's particularly niche, so that it helps the people most in need at the time.
Like Aisha said, yeah. But I think that like you're never too young to start thinking and planning about your future. So
Yeah.
although like societies and stuff might not be open to the younger years as well, all of us, the prefect team, head student team, anyone in IB is always available to help and guide anyone from the younger years. I personally don't really know what I want to do with my future or what certain career I want to go down.
Wait,
so
just to
yes.
interrupt here for a second, guys, how many people are like sure of what they're going to do in uni right now?
No one, literally.
Honestly, no one.
Like,
and I think that's also another thing. I think it will be really important for students to understand that no one really has a grip on what they're going to do in the future. I feel like students always think that, oh, like everyone in my year knows what they're doing, they know where they want to go. I'm the only one that's stuck. Like, I need to quickly decide. But that's really not the case.
I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
for me, such a big stress point
Yeah.
was thinking that I was so behind in deciding what I wanted to do. Especially last year when everyone was deciding IB subjects, I thought that everyone knew what they were going to do. And I'm kind of just like,
Yeah,
floating.
it is stressful. Yeah.
So is there anything that you already have planned for sure that the entire senior school can look forward to?
We are in the talks of trying to do another TED Talk event like the one we had a few years ago. We're not sure how this is going to go out. So I just want all our listeners to keep in mind that, you know, this may not happen, or it might happen through Zoom or another form of media.
But do not worry, because we will find a way to bring
Of course.
many events to you.
So for anyone who missed out on the TED Talk program that was going on a few years ago before COVID and everything, what was it?
It was basically like a real TED Talk event. It was held in the Repton Circle in the evening. There was an audience, we had camera crew, and it was just an opportunity for the students to talk about anything they were passionate about and really give them the opportunity to develop their public speaking skills or just get out of their comfort zones a little bit. Overall, it was an absolutely amazing event, and I think it was a very unique event as well. Not everyone has this opportunity, so it'd be great if we could offer it once again this year.
Also, I realized I was just thinking about it, and the alumni event actually really interests me, as I think it would interest most people. But I was wondering, how are you guys going to reach out to these alumni? Is there like a base for all Repton alumni online, or how are you going to contact them?
Well, there's social media, obviously, to try and get into contact with people, but then we could also try and ask teachers if they have any way in getting in contact with certain people. But I think that we could, depending on what people want and what chosen field everyone wants, it wouldn't be that hard to get into contact with them.
I think what we'll end up doing is sort of seeing where the demand is and what the students want to see. And from there, we can contact alumni. As Pierre said, there's social media, there is teachers. Some ex-Reptonians have siblings in the school that we could ask them if they're willing to contact their siblings or pass over contact details.
So we know that candidates for next year and probably like the years after as well are maybe watching this podcast. Is there any advice that you guys have for them for the application process?
I'd say to just be yourself. And I know that sounds like a response you get from anyone, but that's really all about what being a head student is, to be honest. If you just express who you are as a person and what you want to do with the role, then everything will fall into its place. If you have any questions, you can come to any of us, anyone in IB1, any prefect team, everyone's witnessed the whole process. Everyone knows how it happens. So just, yeah, be yourself, be confident in yourself, and just put yourself out there, to be honest, and take risks.
Yeah, I agree with Pierre. I also think another piece of advice is don't let the like sort of long, rigorous process put you off. It is a long process. You start with like a letter, then a speech in front of the whole year group, and then an interview with a panel of teachers. I'm not sure if it'll be the same continuing on, but that's what we went through. Just have faith in yourself. And even if you don't think you're going to get it, putting yourself out there won't hurt you. It will just help you improve, even if you don't get it. And then you might even get any other prefect role or deputy, depending on the positions available. When I first thought of applying, I was like, okay, so like a letter, that's fine. Or I thought, okay, maybe a speech, okay, that's also fine. Little did I know it's going to be both of those plus an interview. Obviously, like that's really long, and it's a lot of effort and time writing your speeches, writing your letters, practicing your speeches, your delivery, and then speaking in front of like a panel of head teachers. Like that is all scary when you think about it.
I'm sure it must have felt even longer having to wait to hear back after every single stage.
Yeah, I think that was the worst bit, the way, yeah, definitely.
It was very nerve-wracking, to be honest.
I was personally more scared of going for either head girl or deputy head because of all the processes that it included. So now that you're done with the process, would you say that even if you may be anxious about being in front of so many people, it is worth it if you are passionate about it and that you should put yourself out there?
100%.
Yeah, definitely. I think even if at the end of all this, I didn't get it, like I said before, it's a learning curve and you miss all the opportunities that you don't take. So just put yourself out there. So even if you're a bit nervous about it or you think it's a long process, you'll definitely learn. It will definitely be beneficial for you and for future, for example, university interviews, job interviews.
What do you guys think was the biggest thing you took away from the application process?
I think like my confidence it benefited a lot. I gained more confidence in myself and the way I speak and present myself. Because it is nervous no matter how many times you speak in front of people, there'll always be some nerves before you go ahead and speak. But even before this podcast, I was nervous. I'm not going to try and hide it. But that's the thing. Once you put yourself out there and once you do what you've been thinking about for so long and panicking about, all your nerves settle down.
Yeah, for me, I think my biggest takeaway was, like Pierre said, confidence. And not just that, but see, like once you're up there, your passion comes out and everyone else can see that passion within you. And I think for me as well, now I've decided that I want to go into law. Before I was thinking more politics and international relations, but now I've decided on law because when I stood up there and I spoke, I realized that that's what I enjoy doing. Like as much as it's nerve-wracking and it's scary, but once I was there, I felt like, it sounds so cringy to say, but like it genuinely, like it felt like that's where I was supposed to be, speaking to people with like about the things that I'm passionate about. So the process helps you find your weaknesses and your strengths, and then you can build on those weaknesses and then you can feed off of those strengths. And that's why I would recommend to go for it 100%.
Thank you. I love that it's something that you wouldn't expect from it, like deciding that you want to do law or deciding that you actually love the process instead of hating it is really unexpected. And it could turn out like that for so many people in the younger years that are anticipating this in their future. So I wanted to ask, of course, there has been a lot of applicants and the selection process was rigorous and has taken a long time. But overall, do you think that the selection process was fair?
I'd say so, personally. Obviously, like there's no way that everyone will be happy from the process, but I think it was a pretty fair process. Obviously, it was predominantly in the hands of the teachers, although our year group did get a vote where they could put in 2 candidates that they thought best deserved the role. So yeah, overall, I do think it was a fair process.
You mentioned the voting. I remember there being a really big demand, especially from our year group, for them to publish the votes because everyone was saying like, oh, we voted for this person or this person. What do you think that it would have been more beneficial if the votes had been released?
I can understand why people would want the votes to be like publicly released. Obviously, you know, the head girl, head boy position is for the whole school and not just for our year. So I do understand where they're coming from, but also I do think that maybe possibly by making it a public vote, it would have become more of a popularity vote, and the position of head girl and head boy, obviously, as we know, isn't about popularity. It's, you know, for the students to display leadership. So yeah, I do think that you know, many people have their differing views on it, but overall, yeah, I think it was fair.
Do you think that given, like, obviously head boy and head girls for the entire senior school, you guys do everything for the rest of the students, do you think that they should have been included in the vote then?
Well, for me, it's a bit of a yes and no. Yes, because obviously, like you said, you know, we're going to be helping them, so we want that connection. But at the same time, these students don't exactly fully know who we are. So I think for them to have to judge us off like one video or like one speech, like it could have gone terribly for one of us. But that doesn't mean that, you know, like we're completely terrible and like we shouldn't have even applied or anything like that. So I think this is a bit of a hard question for me to answer.
Okay, well, Pierre and Aisha, thank you so much for coming. It was really nice to have the head boy and head girl in our first real episode. And I know that if I were in the younger years, this would have been both a really helpful and a really inspirational video to watch. And before you go, is there anything that you would like to say to our viewers? Anything that you would like to let them know?
Yes. So you guys might have heard of the Harvard Law Review. And if you haven't, go quickly Google that because I know we're short on time right now. But I'm going to be introducing our very first Repton Law Review, which is a spin-off on that to attract our law enthusiasts within the school. So this will be running from years 10 all the way to IB. We'll be going through different cases, seeing what they're about, adventuring through the different types of law and what each of them entail. So if you're interested, send me an email. There's going to be a poster going out with all of my details and more details on what it includes. But yeah, that's all I have to say. If you're interested, give me an email. And yeah, that's all from me.
So Aisha, just for a bit more of information, how would this, when would this law review, how would it be structured?
So I'm trying to structure it in sort of a magazine format. So we'll have writers and editors, and also even if you want to get involved but you don't want to be a writer or an editor, that's absolutely fine. You just just immerse yourself in the world of law. I know we don't have much of that at school apart from the Law Society. There's no law as a subject, so just to learn more about it. I know I would have loved to have this when I was younger. And a big bonus is it looks great on CVs, university applications, etc. So a great opportunity to get involved in.
Okay, that's great to hear from Aisha. And I'm sure that if anybody wants to do law, they're ecstatic about that. And what about you, Pierre?
Well, I know not everyone's into law, even though it is a very interesting field. We also have a similar magazine or review in place called the Repton Dubai Economics Magazine. And I'm fortunate enough to be the co-editor this year. So anyone at all, no matter how old or young or how much experience you have in economics, if you have any interest in economics or just want to come and speak to us about it, then feel free to contact me at my email. And yeah, just come have a word with us. You can write any article regarding any field inside economics, any particular topic you're interested in. And yeah, you can become part of pretty much the economics family, where we send out editions, one a term. And yeah, just have fun, write an article with us.
It's amazing.
That's
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So thank you both for coming on the podcast. We loved having you. And of course, congratulations on your new roles.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Great. All right.
Bye.
That's pretty much it from
All right.
us. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks with the next episode.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so I'll just say my bit like at the end, just be like, oh, thank you guys. Like, do you want to say anything? And then I'll just like say it. Like,
do we know what the surprise is, or is this like a surprise for me and Tanya as well?
I mean, it's not.
It's a surprise to me as well.
Maybe it can be a surprise. That can be part of it, and you can just be like, "Whoa!"
Can you imagine? It's like we all hate it, so we're just like,
yeah, like please don't be disappointed. But no, the thing is,
I'm waiting for it. Actually, surprise.
It's literally not even that big of a deal, guys. You're like stressing me out. You're gonna be really.
You're the one that phrased it like that.
Wait, can we try
labor camps? It's the labor camps.
No, it's guys. It's a personal thing. It's not like
definitely.
Oh my god, you're pregnant. Do you want to outro it, or do you want me to outro it?
You outro it, and then I'll say my thing, and then you'll be like,
I meant Zara, and I was asking.
Oh, sorry.
Get out, Aisha. Get out.
Yeah, switch on your light. It's so dark.
What, you have LEDs? I thought you could turn on just like.
No. One's white, one's red for some reason. I have to fix them.
Turn on your lights.
Bro, you want the whole disco show in the back?
No, yeah, just go. Put your torch, like get your torch on or something.
Torch?
Yeah, just.
See, whenever Tanya speaks, my face brightens up because your background's white. Wait, I'm too dark.
Do the torch, I'm telling you.
That's good.
No, just put it down. Yeah, put it down. Like, put it on
this, I look like a ghost.
About the process and what you went through, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna start again. Coming and being a part of. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. All right, as long as I don't look at Tanya, it's fine. Well, thank you, Aisha and Pierre, for coming and being with us today. I know that.
And your trust in yourself will be hugely, bet. Okay, you have to cut that out. Let us begin.
All right.
So can you give me a cut down from like 5?
Okay, 5, 4, 3.
Wait, that makes it worse now. Okay, so continue. Wait,
no.
How did I take it from you? I don't know what how I'm meant to phrase it without. Wait.
Just say,
okay, take your time. It's fine.
No, I'm joking. What's your plan for the podcast? How are you going to do every week? What's next week?
Next week.
Yeah, what's your plan? No, for me it was like after I said something, and then Pia's like, Zaren's like, and Tanya's like,
everyone's like,
I was gonna die. Everyone's just nodding, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, guys.